Sometimes I make my pancakes so thick, I put birthday candles on them and blow them out.
That's amazing.
Hey everyone, welcome to Waxing Pixels, a Battle Geek Plus podcast. My name is Josh. With me I have Heather.
Hi.
Ryan.
Hey.
And last but definitely not least, Frank.
Oh, hey, what's up?
How's everyone doing?
I'm very full.
Yep, very full.
Let's do this.
No, Ryan, you don't even know. You don't even know. I ate so much food while we were out today.
Well,
so much food.
Although I do want to tell the crowd something kind of funny when I went to pick up pizza for us.
That's right.
So when I went to Little Caesars to pick up a deep dish pizza, I was going to go get the pizza from the counter. I waited 10 minutes for the pizza. Then some really disgruntled girl walks up to the counter. She looks like she had a bad day, so I pick up my pizza, and then she yells at me, "Fuck you, asshole!" I'm like, what the fuck? So I just leave. So I just kind of jet out of there because I don't know if she's going to attack me or anything. And that's what happened. I mean, I don't know why she yelled at me. She's definitely not one of my exes.
The moral of the story here is you don't go to Little Caesars.
That was my idea. I'm really sorry.
It must have been something in the pizza, I guess.
Just
Little Caesars.
next time, pull guard.
Right.
Little Caesars brings out the white trash in people.
It definitely does with me.
Although I do admit the deep dish was good.
It was good.
Very
Yes,
good.
it was. I was impressed.
Are you sure you didn't remind her of her ex-boyfriend or husband?
Yeah, that might be the reason too.
Who knows?
You look like somebody that I used to... You look like my baby daddy.
Baby daddy.
So,
I'm sorry.
Anyway, on into video games and stuff. So, anybody here play Pokemon Go?
No.
Yes, I downloaded it over the weekend and I played it quite extensively.
So,
Do your legs hurt?
Actually, no, because I actually played it during my walk when I exercised.
Oh, okay. So you're smart about it.
Right.
Okay.
Pokemon Go it's what they call an augmented reality game where you have to actually walk places to find objects, and the objects you're finding are, Pokemon. And there's also these places called Pokestops where you can let's say in like your city at the park there's like a landmark like a drinking fountain. It'll pull the API of Google Maps, so it'll find that drinking fountain. So you can walk up to the drinking fountain and spin this little thing so you can get extra Pokeballs. And one of the funny things was, one of the first Pokestops was Josh's old job.
Oh, nice.
All I can think of was when you're talking about this water fountain is a sign next to the water fountain that says, "A dog drank here once." And that's why it's a landmark.
So, well, I obviously couldn't walk over to Josh's old job, even though it's on the other side of the freeway from me where I work. But luckily I was able to find a Pokestop just right next to my workplace at another office. So when I went to go to the Pokestop, people working at that office were like looking at me and in a way like, how come he's taking pictures of our statue in front of the office? And so I got my extra Pokeballs.
Well, obviously they're real adults who don't have time for this shit.
Which is actually kind of funny. A couple of days later, one day later, I think it surpassed the amount of Twitter users.
I saw that. And then also the fact that I did see a tweet, I think it was yesterday, about... It was something that got retweeted like a million times, and it was talking about how I just jumped a fence into a construction site with people I don't know. What has Pokemon Go done to us?
Yeah, so when I went on my walk a couple of days ago, and I usually walk as my form of exercise, I caught 10 Pokemon like in the residential areas, and then I saw like another 3 people doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It was pretty obvious that they were catching Pokemon. Although there was one Pokemon that required me to jump over the fence of someone's backyard, I wasn't gonna fucking do that.
You're a Poke Poacher.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Anyway, so a lot of people were playing Pokemon, including one of us here. If we use us as a sample, 25% of people play Pokemon.
Yeah.
And so it's made $14 million in 4 days. And it's not even made by Nintendo. Like, it's a third party that uses Nintendo's IP. And obviously Nintendo makes money off of this. And Nintendo's stock has jumped up 25% in that 4 days.
That's crazy.
I knew we should have gotten stock. I knew.
We should have got Nintendo stock.
I don't even know how to get stock.
You go to the marketplace and do a business.
I want to get Nintendo stock because I bought a 3DS.
But
why not?
So, and there's been a lot of fake news about it and stuff like that. Like the first one that I saw was some guy was playing Pokemon while driving, and there was like a 30-pile car accident on the freeway, and everybody died, and Pokemon's banned, and fuck you, Pikachu. But there have been some real...
Well, it does sound believable because on my Twitter feed, a lot of people are saying, hey, I'm playing Pokemon Go with my Uber driver.
Well, that's different. Like, Justin Rojas from Funimation, he actually, I think it was him that tweeted that he was driving around and he had one of his friends using his phone to catch Pokemon while they were going somewhere. Which that's fine, but don't drive in Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want that story to become true. But there have been a couple of stories that have been true. For example, there was someone in Wyoming, a girl,
Yeah, she was like 17 or something.
What happened?
She left her house to go search for Pokemon, and she ended up following a trail and was crossing a bridge in it was just like a small river, creek, whatever. It wasn't creek. It would have been too small to be, or too big to be a creek. Anyway, I'm from the country. These words mean things. So it was not river, but it was at least a creek, and there was something in the water, and she was really confused by it, and then she realized that it was an actual body, and then she, informed the police, and they came and, interviewed her and, asked her a bunch of questions. But yeah, as far as I know, it seems as though it was ruled as an accidental drowning. The possibility of alcohol being involved was quite high, as far as I remember reading. But that's an actual piece of news that has happened so far.
There was also those armed robbers that were at a Pokestop or something.
Yeah, it was in New York.
That one was actually true, which that happened a couple of days after a fake news story of people wandering into the ghetto and getting beaten up for playing Pokemon on ghetto turf.
What I'm waiting for somebody to cross someone's property and basically being a Pokemon poacher and being shot. That's what I'm waiting for.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't jump over that fence then.
Yeah. Well, one of my former classmates that I have on Facebook.
That's why you do it at night.
She actually, they just recently got a house and they moved, and they've been in the house maybe a month, and it's a semi-rural area. And she happened to be sitting in her living room, and the kids were napping, and the dog was sleeping on the floor, and she happened to look up, and normally she posts pictures of, I saw this bird in my yard. This time it was, I see a Pokemon poacher in my yard. And it was just some guy wandering around in her backyard. So, yeah.
Was the yard fenced in?
No, it's not a fenced-in yard. It's, like I said, semi-rural, so... he was kind of like a speck on the camera, because her yard's massive.
The yard looked like the back end of it was bordered by trees and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, Pokemon huge. It's even been so big that people are playing it. People were playing it in the Holocaust Museum.
Well, I've actually been to the Holocaust Museum when I was in the 8th grade. Like most 8th graders, you have to go on a Washington D.C. trip.
Yeah.
What?
I went on one in 5th grade.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So the
What? You guys are crazy. That's not a thing that happens.
Well,
that is not a thing that happens.
We did a fundraiser for it. My stepdad took chocolate bars to his
work.
Well,
yeah, candy sales.
And they did the candy sales to raise the money for my individual money to be on this trip to Washington D.C.
How long were you in Washington D.C.?
I don't know, a day or two.
Okay. So there was
3 days,
potential.
maybe.
So you guys stayed overnight in a hotel.
Yeah, I was there for a week.
What the fuck, you rich bastards?
No, we weren't.
We
raised the money with chocolate.
Even money that we raised with chocolate. You know what that got us? Nothing.
Well, you know
because
what?
the place you come from is corrupted. That's why.
No, it's just a shithole. That's because it's not. It's corrupted.
My stepdad took it to a big chemical plant with tons of employees, so he was able to. Anyway, yeah, Washington D.C. trip.
Yeah, so
that's not a thing.
It is a thing. No, we've done it. 75% of the population has done it, according to this sample of hosts.
Well,
yeah. Also, 75% of this population, according to the sample of hosts, is male. So
I'm obviously the lucky one here.
So you're saying DC do not allow the people with vaginas?
What? No. That's not what I meant at all.
No girls allowed in Washington, D.C.
No girls allowed in D.C.
I think my
Hey, girl, you lost.
My 8th grade trip, we went to St. Louis for a Cardinals game. That was my 8th grade trip.
But not Washington, D.C.?
No.
No, my 8th grade
The
trip...
furthest we went was St. Louis.
My 8th grade trip was Kings Island.
My 5th grade trip... No, 6th grade trip? Close enough. Was the Indy 500. Woo!
Ooh. So yeah, the Holocaust Museum, it's an interesting place, but it's a depressing place.
Well, it's
People are
about
just
the
playing.
Holocaust.
Yeah, the Holocaust was not like a happy rainbow musical. I'm doing jazz hands, but you can't see it.
So yeah, it is a bit disrespectful to find Bulbasaur on top of a whole bunch of discarded shoes.
Right. Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I can understand why the Holocaust Museum, doesn't want people doing that.
all right, let's get out of this depressing funk. We turned Pokemon into something really depressing.
Yeah.
It's like the
It's
Pokemon.
called
Let's just move on from Pokemon.
Yes,
Everyone
yes.
else is talking about it nonstop. I think I'm done.
Let's move on. So there's actually a new Ghostbusters game coming out. It actually came out July 12th. I almost said January. July 12th it came out. This will be published on the 14th. Yes, so it came out 2 days ago. The new Ghostbusters movie comes out on the 15th. Obviously, there are going to be early showings on Thursday evening. Yes, so this came out just in time. And I don't know if you guys have heard anything about it. I just heard about it today.
I actually heard the Ghostbusters game was at E3, but behind closed doors.
Oh, really?
I know Angry Joe played it, and he said it was. He said it was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, this is supposed to be like a $50 game.
Oh, is it an average game?
I have no idea.
It looks great. It's definitely a down top view, 4 players.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, a lot like Sanctum of Slime, which we tried to play on the show.
Right. I'm gonna pull up. The trailer real quick, so you guys can take a look at it. This is a good 4-player title, and we like to play a lot of 4-player titles on our show, which comes out on Tuesdays. If you don't know that, you can find it on YouTube.com/BGPAwesome, or you can just head to BattleGeekPlus.com. We're also on Channel Awesome. Anyway, so it kind of reminded me of like Sanctum of Slime a little bit, the way it looked.
It actually doesn't look too bad.
Now, how much do you think that game costs?
Sanctum of Slime or this new one?
This new
The
one.
new
20 or 30.
Well, I heard it was going to be $50.
It is.
Fuck, you ruined it. Yeah, no.
Well, you already said that
Yeah,
before you
I
even
did,
pulled up the
didn't I?
trailer, so
Of
good
course.
job.
Well, I ruined it then.
Bad setup.
Fuck me.
Honey,
What?
there's company over. We'll do that later.
Okay. No, so yeah, it is a $50 game. It actually does have physical copies. Like, I cannot, like a game that looks like that, like, I can't imagine it being $50. Maybe 40 at the most if there's tons of content and levels and stuff.
Well, the most important thing is anyone going to see the movie?
I kind of
I'm
want
gonna go
to.
see it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to see
Like on a $5 day.
Yeah, like on like a $5 matinee sort of thing.
I mean, if that's what's happening, like, I guess I'll go. I have really
Like,
no interest.
I'd like to.
Yeah, I heard it's not that bad.
Well, like, looking at that first trailer that everyone hated so much, like, what I saw was just that it was a different style of humor
Yeah.
than the original Ghostbusters film or even the second one. And that was, I'm just kind of like, it looks like it'd be a funny movie, but is it going to be like a Ghostbusters movie?
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it has like a 73% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is way higher than Batman v Superman.
Oh, yeah, and I
Yeah.
actually enjoyed that movie somewhat.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, or at
it might
least all the Batman
might-
parts.
Yeah, it might be
Yeah. Oh my
So-
god, Batfleck was the greatest thing in the world.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck
Maybe-
Christian Bale. He was such a bad Bruce Wayne / Batman.
Maybe if Batfleck can kill a few less dozen people next time.
Well, you
that'll-
know, whatever.
But yeah, no. So I don't know. But yeah, in any case, I would like to get that game at some point for us to play on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is.
We thought about
four-player
it,
couch co-op.
depending on how much it was, since we sold all that shit today and
Right.
got a cool $100 for, which blew our minds. We didn't expect to get that much money.
Sold a bunch of stuff that we haven't played. or
So,
touched in
kids, if you're
years.
trying to sell shit like DVDs and games and books and whatnot, if you have a book off, go. They give Prime cash for items. Prime cash.
We didn't get paid to say that. But
I mean, we did, but because
Right.
that's because we sold stuff, not because we said we'd say
no, we
it.
didn't get paid to say that. So, but yeah, Ghostbusters. We're all going to see it. The game, it looks kind of interesting. But we were saying not paid to say that, which reminds me, Ryan, you had something about the FTC and Warner Brothers being in trouble and PewDiePie. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so the thing is with the FTC was actually penalizing Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers didn't disclose the details about their game, about their Lord of the Rings game, Shadow of Mordor, about 2 years ago. And like in 2014, they paid a whole bunch of big YouTubers to like review this game and give it positive reviews. They weren't allowed to say anything negative about it, and like nobody knew. And like one of the first things that will piss off your audience and cause them to not trust you is to be dishonest.
Yeah.
So basically, like big YouTubers like PewDiePie were paid to be dishonest about this game.
Well, that's okay. I mean, he may have, he may be the most amazing YouTuber ever because of his subscriber count, but fuck, I can't watch that guy. He's annoying, and I'd want to stab my ear holes with like huge, gigantic sewing needles. I can't stand him. I mean, good for him for making money. Rock on, dude. But fuck no.
You're not his audience?
No, I am not. I am not a 12-year-old boy.
I mean,
Good.
I'm not a fan of PewDiePie, but I do respect him. I mean, he's earned his place. So.
Yeah, he has,
Yeah.
but fuck.
Well, but the thing is, though, that, like a lot of people are having a problem with well, actually, people have had problems with brand deals in the first place. Like, and like these brand deals can be like thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars to be paid to like talk good about a shitty game.
Well, I mean, that's like... Well, that reminds me of there was a game magazine that I picked up back in 2006 when that crappy like Sonic the Hedgehog reboot they tried to do, the Sonic 06. And like that magazine, I can't remember which one it was.
We finally get a sound out of Frank.
I can't remember which one it was, but they gave that game. It was first off, that game was the cover of that magazine issue, and they gave it a perfect score.
A perfect score for Sonic 06?
Sonic 06, perfect score.
Like a perfect piece of shit?
like no, not they weren't rating turds on how coiled they were. They were like, this is the greatest game ever. And then I actually got a chance to play it for a few minutes.
Why?
Oh, God.
And
Why would you waste your time and your life?
I wanted to see if it was worth even buying used.
That is no excuse.
And like I was just kind of like, well, maybe it might be at least as good as Sonic Adventure. And no, that game, I rage quit it in like 5 minutes on some beach stage or something. And because like clipping issues and stuff, like it's just kind of like, oh, you're going through the water, like you're supposed to be turning off into the sand over here, but you're just gonna die, and from then on I was just kind of like, oh, people in these magazines and websites and stuff like that get paid to say these good things about this stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty well known that, people in magazines, have been paid to talk good about shitty games, but I know YouTube has a rule saying, if you're doing a brand deal or sponsored video, you have to put that in your description. But apparently, a lot of these big YouTubers haven't been putting that in their description. I mean, like when they
don't got time for that shit.
Yeah, probably.
Apparently.
So, yeah, and I think also that Warner Brothers told them not to do that.
Oh, I'm sure... WB did exactly that.
Which is...
Yeah, because, like, YouTube's not going to police every single description saying, like, oh, hey, you have to explicitly say that you're doing a brand deal. And, I doubt YouTube's going to check all of that all the time. So, like, they're like, like, we don't got to put this in.
We don't have time to look at all of the complaints on our site.
So I'm going to...
Is that the YouTube copyright robot?
That's the YouTube robot.
So, you know what? I'm just
desk.
going to pocket that $10,000 this big game company gave me, and I shall drive off in my Ferrari.
That's a really shitty Ferrari.
No kidding. Dear Lord.
Was it like a Barbie Ferrari?
Probably.
Yes! Barbie Ferrari.
You might want to get an extra battery.
Barbie Ferrari sounds like a band name or like a song name or something. So, but
I'm
anyway,
writing that down. Barbie Ferrari.
Barbie Ferrari,
Yeah,
right? Maybe our music guy, Christopher, maybe he can do something with it.
Barbie Ferrari.
Can you say that in an Australian accent?
Barbie Ferrari.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, like we also have experience doing some brand deals with PDP and Nintendo.
Well, yeah, they've sent us, PDP specifically, they sent us, on multiple occasions, they sent us controllers.
Yes.
They sent us the Smash fight pads, which
the
were
wired
Nintendo
fight pads.
licensed. Yeah, the wired ones, they look and feel like GameCube controllers, which, they tend to work pretty well. They're not quite the same as the original, but, they did the job when we played Smash on the show.
Yeah.
And they were fun to play with when we filmed like that advertisement for them.
with the costumes.
Yeah, with all
that
the
was fun
costumes.
times.
Yeah, you can find it on our channel. Like Wired Fight Pad is awesome.
Yeah, and then like we played Smash Brothers for one of our show episodes, and we used the controllers there too, and they worked out really well.
Yeah,
and
luckily we didn't have to lie about them. We didn't have to say these controllers are awesome. Well, they are awesome.
And then also for a couple of episodes now, we've been using PDP's Afterglow Xbox controllers for Steam games. We've done that for a couple weeks now, alongside regular Xbox controllers and the Logitech controller, and that's worked out pretty well too. You've used the Afterglow for our filming tonight.
Yes.
What do you think? I mean,
it works.
You're not like
works exactly how it's supposed to work.
a fan of the Xbox controller to begin with.
I'm not. But
I mean,
I
like,
still
even
now I still have to look down at the pad whenever it's like, oh, press X to do this. I'm like, X. Where's X?
But that's just not knowing the controller.
Exactly. So, but other than that, it works out just fine. Another thing that I really hate is the placing of the analog stick compared to the D-pad.
We're PlayStation people.
Yeah. This is a PlayStation home. So even just having Xbox controllers in the house in general, it just feels like blasphemy to me.
Has been tolerated as of now.
but in general, like it's a pretty solid controller, right?
Yeah.
Like, and we're not even getting paid to say that. Like it was just kind of like, hey, we want to use these controllers on we want to use these controllers on the show, and
give us stuff.
Yeah, and so we saw those controllers at E3, and we said, oh, hey, we said to our contact at PDP, we said, oh, we want to use these on the show, so they sent them, and we're using them on the show, and properly crediting them for them. But, yeah, they are, we're not, getting paid to say good or bad things about them, there's good...
Yeah, like, brand deals work, like, different for everybody, like, like, the big YouTubers get the paid brand deals, but there's, like, also, like, a lot of YouTubers, like, they get free products all the time, and they can just do anything they want just as long as they promote it on a video.
What I actually went about last year, I bought some controllers, some retro controllers from a third party. I'm not going to name them because I really don't want to get into that. But the questions I was asking them at E3, they were saying one thing and they were showing accessories and stuff like that didn't come with the controller and the controllers weren't updating properly or linking up to things properly and whatnot. I eventually just got rid of them. I never sold them. I think I sold them actually.
Yeah, you took them to book off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I sold them because it was just a big waste of money. And I definitely won't be using their stuff again. But I'm not gonna. But luckily, PDP's been nice to us, and their stuff's actually worked.
I think the only problem that I've had with the PDP stuff is the rock candy that we recently got as well. For whatever reason, it's not working with our gaming tower. Like I don't know. Like what the deal is. Maybe it's maybe we need to download the drivers for what did you download for the Afterglow Xbox One?
Yeah, the Xbox
so
One
maybe
controller drivers.
Maybe we need to do like 360 drivers
for the rock candy.
For the rock candy, because for whatever reason it's not working.
Yeah, we can totally try that.
But that's really the only issue.
Yeah, and once we get those working, it's fine. I know they'll work on an Xbox.
I can definitely tell that between the rock candy and the Afterglow, like the Afterglow definitely has a more substantial weight to it.
Well, it's got the electronics inside for it to actually glow and stuff.
Right, exactly, and. And I feel like even if it didn't have that, it would just be a little heftier. I mean, it is an Xbox controller. I mean, how many 12-year-olds think there's some roided out moron and been like, oh, I fucked your mom! Spike the controller, So.
That's
I've actually been yelled at on Xbox Live
Oh, well,
before.
yeah, that's what you do on Xbox.
Yeah, some variation of it, though.
Well,
Right.
of course.
We talked about Warner Brothers. There's some other Warner Brothers news, actually, from their games division that just recently popped up. So, who here is a fan of the Arkham games?
Well, I'm raising my hand, but nobody can see it because it's a podcast.
Right? Frank, did you even play it anywhere near substantially when you used to room with us?
No.
Did you ever grab them on Steam or anything?
I bought a couple on Steam, but I haven't played them yet.
Okay.
Well, you buy a lot of things on Steam that you're like, I haven't played that yet.
That's most people.
It's called
Fair enough.
Steam Sales, and it's a horrible disease.
Ryan suffers
It
from
gets
that.
me twice a year.
Terrible disease, but I love it.
Using us as a sample for the population, 50% of people buy lots of games on Steam.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did buy a few games this last cycle of sales, and then I was really sad that we were 20 cents short to get that one game I wanted, and then I was like, nah, I don't need it, and then the sale was over, and I'm like, why didn't I get it? And you were like, well, it's because you're an idiot.
Well, you would have actually played it, though.
I would have. What?
You're an idiot.
Thank you.
No.
Thanks, Frank.
I actually bought Batman Arkham Asylum off a Steam sale.
Oh, yeah?
Shame on you.
Yeah, no.
Well, it was only $10 back when it was new.
See, we're true fans, or whatever, and we bought the collector's edition of stuff, and what was it? It was Origins?
Of the first 3.
You guys hear that? I think it's a local sound of a nerd!
I'm just over... I would say that I'm doing my mating call over here, but I've already...
Justice! 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 Justice!
Anyway, but yeah, I mean, we got collector's edition for City.
For Asylum, City, and Origins. The only one we didn't get the collector's edition for was Arkham Knight.
Thank God we
because by that point we've had been for a while trying to sort of declutter the apartment and have less stuff around, and kind of take a bit more of a minimalist approach. Not like, a blank room with a MacBook and a sleeping bag or anything like that.
That's too extreme.
But, just less stuff that we don't use, and display pieces are things that we don't use. They just sit there. They're not utilitarian at all.
Collect dust.
Yeah, I never bought any of the special editions of the Batman games because I would just go over to Josh's place and look at them.
Right, yeah, no.
Right, yeah.
Because we got right behind you, we got the Batarang from Asylum and then the Batman statue from City. So, yeah.
Holy shit, we still have that standee of Robin.
We do. We have the Robin from Arkham City, the Best Buy cardboard standee.
Yeah, it's in a couple of our videos.
Yeah. So a couple of our really, really old videos before we started doing the show. And any case, so the reason I'm saying this is because there's a Batman Return to Arkham kind of collection, a remastered collection coming to PS4 and Xbox One. It was supposed to come out at the end of this month. It was leaked in May. And then sometime later that month, it was officially announced after all the leaks, saying that it was going to come out at the end of July. Well, last month, or really early this month, Warner Brothers said that is going to be delayed indefinitely.
Again, well, how come it's being delayed?
Well, some people are saying that there's frame rate issues, but I think that's just like a rumor or something. Really, what they did say was it was to give the team more time to, quote, deliver a polished Batman Arkham game experience. So it just sounds like they've got to do something to make it work on the PS4 hardware better, more smoothly and whatnot. So rumor has it right now, though, that the game is planned to come out in November. We'll see. That really actually doesn't sound all that unreasonable to me. That's what happened with Arkham Asylum. I bought a PS3 just before the game was supposed to come out, and then it didn't come out. So,
you should know better,
right? So I thought I was going to be ready for it. Actually, Arkham Asylum was what got me to buy a PS3. I probably would have I'd still be playing a PS2 today in 2016 if it weren't for the Arkham games.
Wait a minute. When did Arkham Asylum come out?
2009? 2009?
Yeah.
Okay,
2009,
so we got the PS3.
Yeah.
And then it didn't come out for whatever, it got delayed.
It got delayed till fall. We got it in the summer.
Oh, that's right, because I remember, we ended up I happened to pick up Assassin's Creed, just oh, this will be weird, and I'm going to apologize right now. We have a cat who's meowing in the other room. He's been a little dickhead since, 4 hours ago, so we shut him up in the bedroom, and now he's all Murr! So I apologize if you guys hear that and I can't get all the meowing out of the audio.
He's safe, the air conditioning is on, and he's listening to his favorite music.
I don't know about music, but, he's just being loud.
But
anyway, I remember, getting Assassin's Creed and being oh, this game's pretty neat, I like the concept, and blah, 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 and it was... it was an okay game, and then the second one came out, and it was all yay! But anyway, yeah, I remember playing Arkham Asylum a lot.
Yeah, it was Arkham Asylum, I played that so much. It was the only game I played for a long time.
Yes, it was.
Oh, actually, it was kind of a funny story how I played it. Back in my old apartment, I was having internet issues, and I was talking with this guy at Verizon, and like I was saying, well, I need the internet working so I can play my games online, and he was also saying, so have you played that new Batman game? Well, because back then, before Arkham Asylum came out, I was under that impression, like most superhero games at the time weren't really that good.
Because they weren't.
Yeah, because they weren't, obviously.
Spider-Man 2 was like...
Oh, yes, Spider-Man 2 is great, but the majority of, superhero games back then weren't as great. So he was also saying, hey, have you played that new Batman Arkham game? I'm like, no, I haven't. It just doesn't look that interesting. And he's like, dude, that's crazy. Dude, you gotta totally play it. So I rented it, I played through it, I loved it enough. So the next year when it went on sale at Steam, I bought it for like $10, and I played through it 2 times.
My story, I had a good friend from college. He, from the first place I went to before I transferred to another school, he was like, hey, there's this new Batman game coming out. And I'm just kind of like, all Batman games suck. Who cares? And he was like, no, you got to play this. And I was doing my very best to avoid reading anything about this new Batman game. And then one day I wandered into a GameStop when they had that first demo where you have where you do combat and then you move and then you go and you do like a sneaking mission, right?
Yeah.
And that was the whole demo, and which they later released onto the PS3 and for like just users. When I ended up wandering in that GameStop and trying it, that was when I was trying to be quiet so that he could do that.
It's totally hilarious because Frank
was...
keeps walking around the apartment and just like rummaging around in the kitchen and shit. He just opened a soda.
I went in the bathroom, okay?
I know, but he was trying.
I was trying to pause my speech so that when that happened, she could just cut it out. But
anyway,
I wandered into a GameStop and I played that first demo, and that's when I was like, "Fuck! Now I have to get a PS3." Why do I need to spend $600 on a PlayStation?
I was so happy when we got that. Oh, I remember I called my best friend when we got the PS3 and I was like, oh my god, I'm engaged. Josh got me an engagement ring. And he was all like, completely lost his mind. He's like, oh my god, tell me about it. What's it look like? And I'm like, well, it's big and rectangular and it's black and it says PS3 on the side of it. And he's like, you bitch. He was so mad at me. So mad at me.
Well, it's a bit hard to wear a PS3 on your finger.
I mean, that shit's heavy, yo.
Engagement gift. I like it.
It probably is.
Several years in the making.
It is probably the most expensive thing I've ever bought that you've used.
Yeah, probably.
So,
especially considering the fact that, if you consider that an engagement gift or whatever, like we've been engaged for a long time, but when you really think about that, we weren't really engaged. We just kind of went and got married one day.
Yeah, that's kind of...
Yeah, like you guys just woke up. You want to get married today? Yeah,
The only reason, when we decided to go do that, we decided to wait until December so we wouldn't have to have a different date.
Yeah.
That's exactly why we waited until December.
Because we don't actually remember when the anniversary was of when we got together. Mm-hmm. We just know that it's sometime in December. So we just celebrate sometime in December and call it an anniversary month. And so we decided to do the same thing, get married in December, so we didn't have to remember a different month. And we can still have our anniversary month in December.
I even have to think about what the actual date of when we went and got married. But I'm sure everybody back home knows that we got married.
Frank will probably remember before we do. He was the one who was there filming it.
It was December 9th. December 9th.
I'll defer to you on that.
I'm fairly positive.
Facebook would know.
Yeah.
Facebook would know.
Facebook would know. Because we posted that picture.
Facebook is the
that's how we let family know. Like, we just got up and we collected Frank and we went to the...
Excuse me.
What?
I am always in one piece.
And we went to the courthouse and we filled out some stuff and we waited 10 minutes and then we got to do our little 3-minute ceremony, which was fabulous and short, and it was done and over with. And then we went and had pizza, and then we posted pictures, and then we sat silently at the house for a few hours and just waited for the phone calls. And it took a while, but I finally got a phone call, and it was my dad. Granted, he hadn't been on Facebook, because he's never on Facebook, so he had no idea. He just happened to call. Hey, kid, what you been up to? I haven't talked to you in a while. What's going on? I'm like, oh, well, Josh and I went and got married today. And his response was, what?
Sound like Make it sound like it's something you go out and like.
Like we just went to the store and picked up some milk.
Now, just to say,
they had marriage on sale, so we picked it up as well.
Now, just so you know, so you have an idea of how this conversation sounded. So, Heather's dad, if he were going to be played by anybody in a movie, it would be Jeff Bridges, and Jeff Bridges would be channeling his inner dude from The Big Lebowski, and he would play Heather's dad. So you can imagine Jeff Bridges as the dude.
White
on
Russian
the other
in
end,
hand.
right? White Russian in hand, on the other end of this phone conversation. That's pretty much what it sounded like.
Yeah, that was the conversation with my dad. Yeah, stop it! Oh my God, stop imitating my father! Holy shit!
They can't even see it.
I don't care. I don't care.
I've got the whole
I think you
shirt
do.
on and everything.
I know. Oh my
I think
God.
that's why you stuck with him. That's why.
It's a psychological
Well,
thing.
I was busy working when you guys got married, so I felt sad I couldn't make it.
Oh, that's okay. We didn't really want like a million people there anyway. We needed Frank to have a witness, and we went with Frank because, well, fuck you're just my brother-in-law at this point. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
And he recorded it, so I showed everybody when I went home for Christmas. My dad cried, of course.
Well, I had to see it from Facebook.
Hey,
Well, yeah.
at least you knew about it.
Yeah, I knew.
Nobody else, like nobody back home knew. Matt Johnson knew. My best friend knew. He was the only one.
Like, I had to call my family and be all like, hey, have you been on Facebook today? Because they don't always do that.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been like 2 weeks later and it'd been all like, wait, Josh, you got what? So,
Yeah.
But, so, yeah. Batman.
Batman.
Well,
PS3.
Well,
The
I'm
PS3.
surprised you didn't have a Batman-themed wedding.
Oh, that would have cost money. And then I would have had to deal with the fact that, yeah, I absolutely would wear black to my wedding. And my mom was always like, you're not going to wear black. You're going to change your mind because that's not what ladies wear at their wedding. You wear white. No, Mom, I'm going to wear whatever the fuck I want. No, you're going to wear white. No, Mom, I'm the one getting married, not you. You had your chance twice. Fuck off.
and you wore just like that yellow-green shirt.
That she hates. She was so angry that I wore that shirt.
She hates that shirt?
She hates that shirt
I love
because
that shirt.
because she's all like, your bra strap shows. And I'm like, oh no, that's the style. That's the point because there's not another shoulder part.
Right.
And that's the point of it. And I was like, well, I guess I could have gone without a bra. And then her response is, oh!
Everyone would have known.
Well, yeah.
Usually everyone probably knows anyway. But yeah.
Hey, Bouncy. Heather. Hi.
What's up, titties?
Boobies. Jugs. Nice! You saw where I was going with that.
Yeah. So,
Mama!
so
Anyway.
one more thing that I want to go over today. There is a game that I discovered that is free on PSN this month. And I wanted to show it to you guys because it looks really fun. If you have a PS4, you should definitely get it. It's normally like $25, I think. And even if you just want to just add it to your library for later, that's fine. But this is called Furi, but I think it's supposed to mean like Fury. And you're this kind of ninja guy, and it's in this sort of arena thing right here. And you've got this boss person and these other beings shooting at you and whatnot. And you get to dart around and slice at stuff. So I figured you might want to take a look at that.
I will say that the chick with the gun with like her weird carpet hat thing kind of makes me think of the blue alien chick from Fifth Element, who sings the opera, the opera star.
Yeah, I remember her.
Oh my god, it's such
Not
a damn
many
good
blue
movie.
chicks in Fifth Element.
Well,
Oh, is
I'm just saying.
you're being racist.
this game 4-player or just 2?
No,
Oh,
I
no,
think
it's a single player.
It's a single player
Okay.
game, but it's kind of like just got this arena mode thing. I wanted to show it off to you because it just looks like a fun game. It's
it
free
looks
this
really
month.
awesome. Okay.
So you can hop on PSN and get it here in a moment. It's free for the month of July in 2016 for anybody who is listening to this as part of a backlog. It's called Furi, F-U-R-I, but I think the joke is it's supposed to be Fury because the game is sort of fast and furious. Though it
That
doesn't
was
have
bad.
Any, it doesn't have any cars though.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I don't know. In the future like this, I'm assuming this is being done in the
Jesus.
future. They don't really have. It doesn't seem like they have cars. They don't need cars because apparently they can dash around like
They can
that.
zip around at lightning speed.
Right. And through walls and whatever.
looks like a pretty fun game. There's like this techno-Japanese sort of thing going on. It kind of has like a Zone of the Enders and like Metal Gear Solid vibe to it.
Tron.
Yeah, exactly.
With samurais.
Transistor?
Yeah, whenever we first watched the trailer, I was like, wow, this reminds me a lot of Transistor.
Like Transistors with Tron.
Yeah, so that's free this month. I figured, anybody listening to this right now might want to go grab it. Looks like a fun game. It's kind of up the alley of us here, and if you're listening to us, maybe you like that stuff too. So, anyway, that's all that I've really got to talk about. Anybody have anything else that they want to say?
You talk too much.
Well, yeah. Of course I do.
About Batman.
About Batman.
About anything.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what? I gave you guys chances to talk, too. I deferred to you guys for a while.
I know.
So...
I mean, I talked enough about Pokemon Go.
Right?
Dear God.
That was like the first, 10 minutes.
12, actually.
Well,
Well, I mean, after it's edited, who knows?
Well, also, Frank's not very talkative today, so...
Or in general.
So, Frank is actually just sitting over there. He looks kind of like Piccolo, actually. A little green.
No. Other way around.
Piccolo looks like Frank. Oh, okay.
Piccolo.
Standing there with his arms crossed, just kind of like...
I'll be frank with you.
So, all right. Well, anyway, thank you guys for listening to the show. It is on iTunes now as well, if you want to take a look, and probably other podcast feeds. I'm not sure. Ryan's taking care of the technical end of that. But I do know it's on iTunes for sure. And on YouTube at youtube.com/BGPawesome or just battlegeekplus.com. Watch our show, Battle Geek Plus, every Tuesday. Listen to our podcast on Thursdays, maybe every Thursday soon. And what other days do videos come out, Ryan?
We release videos on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, but hopefully soon we'll start branching into daily content with some little parts of these podcasts. If you just want to listen to a specific part, like maybe you just want to listen to Pokemon Go, we're going to have a little segment for that coming soon.
Okay,
Sounds
yeah.
like a plan,
Definitely.
Stan.
All right, well, thank you for listening.
Thank
Tune
you.
in next week for another episode of the show and for another episode of the podcast.
Take care.